Donald Trump was supposed to be sentenced for his 34 felony counts just 10 days from now. But on Friday, we learned that will not be happening. Judge Juan Merchan postponed Trump's sentencing in the New York hush money case until November 26, which is also just a few days before Thanksgiving. And that is, of course, also 2 weeks after Election Day. Now, in doing so, Judge Merchan stressed that part of his reason for the delay was to avoid even the slightest hint that politics influenced his decision. He wrote, quote, "The imposition of a sentence will be adjourned to avoid any appearance, however unwarranted, that the proceeding has been affected by or seeks to affect the approaching presidential election in which the defendant is a candidate." We've never been in these waters before. Joining me now is our friend Andrew Weissmann. He's former general counsel at the FBI and MSNBC legal analyst and co-host of the Prosecuting Donald Trump podcast. And it's so good to see you because we have not visited about legal issues in a while. I know you visit with MSNBC viewers all the time. Were you surprised by Judge Merchan's ruling?
We could have first talked, though, about Donald Trump and his attack on DOJ and me. Well,
what do you have to say? I should have asked you about that.
The meat part, let's leave out. But
get it off your chest.
But the part that's, it's so weird for me to say this to you, but it's so demeaning of the Deputy Attorney General, Lisa Monaco, to say that she's a puppet. Not only is there no evidence of it and it's wrong, but it is fundamentally sexist.
Yes.
She is capable, more than capable, of making her own decisions. And to me, it shows that he still has a problem with strong, competent, honest, ethical people, particularly women.
No question.
So anyway, that's getting it off my chest.
No, I love that. She is a legal, national security, fierce, badass, amazing public servant.
Yeah. The idea that she's anyone's puppet is
laughable.
Exactly.
They've never met her.
Exactly.
They've never met her. I'm glad you got that off your chest. I've never been attacked by Donald Trump, so I don't know what it's like. So let's go back. Let's go back because people want to know. I want to know what you think about all of this.
Yeah.
Were you surprised? We knew something. He had to at some point say whether he was going to delay it or not. I did that on Friday. Were you surprised by that?
No. In fact, Mary McCord and I on our podcast actually had predicted.
I'm behind on the podcast. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. So if you were following, you would know we both thought that this would be put off. And the reason is, one, the DA had been sort of nebulous about sort of putting it off and sort of put a thumb on the scale of it could be put off. And the reason is people need to know and remember what was before Judge Merchan was not just the sentencing date, but also the pending motion with respect to immunity. And there's a tricky legal issue there about whether that's appealable before the sentence, meaning that the judge had said, I'm going to decide this on the 16th, 2 days before the sentencing. And the issue that Donald Trump had raised is I want to be able to have time to appeal that. And so put the sentencing off so I have appellate rights with respect to the 16th. That actually is a novel, like so much in this case, is a novel legal issue. And the judge, by putting off both the sentencing and the immunity decision, in effect, I don't know if it was in his intent, but just stay with me here, that kept this whole case out of the Supreme Court before the election, at a time when the Supreme Court otherwise would have every incentive to issue just as political a decision as it issued with respect to presidential immunity. It would have had the same incentive to go and reach into this case and say, no, there has to be a retrial.
That's really interesting.
It really put it off.
And so basically, and I've heard you talk about this a bit, but to dig into it further, if he had moved forward with the sentencing and sentenced him to whatever it may have been, it would have incentivized, it would have...
Well, I think that the issue is that I don't think the sentencing would have actually happened because on the 16th, he would have issued his decision on immunity. He had to issue a decision on that before sentencing. And Donald Trump was saying, I get to appeal that before the sentencing happened. So there was a really good chance that the sentencing wasn't going to go forward. And the Supreme Court would have weighed in on that precursor decision on immunity. So it's not we never were in the situation, in my view, of, oh, but there could have been a sentencing before there would be this appellate decision. And I think this basically just kicks it down the road and it gives the Supreme Court a lot less incentive to sort of reach in. Because if Donald Trump is no longer, a candidate, he is lost, the Supreme Court has less interest to sort of be, oh, we need to reach in and show that this case was improper so that we can show that the Democrats were really doing something improper here. And it just makes it more apolitical.
So just for people's expectations out there, because you always tell them straight,
Yep.
It's on November 26th now.
Yep.
Judge Merchan wanted to keep it out of a politicized nature. It's possible, we don't know what happened in the election. If Harris wins, we know Trump is going to challenge it in some way.
Yep.
It could feel politicized then, too. Could he punt it down the road again for the same reason?
I don't think he will. I don't think Judge Merchan will punt it down the road. It is possible that the Supreme Court still will be able to weigh in on the decision that will be reached now. I think it's on the 16th of November, which is on the immunity question. But it'll be before the Supreme Court at a time when we know whether Donald Trump has either won the election or lost, or at least knock on wood. Hopefully we will know that, whether with Donald Trump, you never know until it's over. So I don't think Judge Merchan is going to kick this down the road anymore. And the other thing, if I were Donald Trump, that I would not be so happy with is sentencing Donald Trump after the election, if he loses, makes it much more likely that you can think about sending him to jail. You'll know at that point whether he has lost or not. And if he's lost, the whole idea of of saying, oh, I can't sentence him to jail, it's like, well, you'll know if he's just citizen Trump and he's not a candidate.
It's a different time, Andrew Weissmann.
Right.